I'm Navid Alipour, Managing Partner at Analytics Ventures. We're a venture fund with our own artificial intelligence lab focusing on any vertical that AI and machine learning applications can be applied to bring efficiencies, increase revenues, and in the healthcare sense, prolong life and save life, which we are very proud of. I'm very happy to be sitting here with Anastassia Lauterback.
Thank you for having me.
She is one of our venture partners and advisors and author of the AI Imperative. Welcome, Anastassia.
Thanks.
And we're honored to have you on the team. You've been a great help to us, to the portfolio companies, in the fund high-level thinking, in where we should go. What initially drew you to Analytics Ventures?
Well, I mean, you are based in a wonderful location. It's a wonderful ecosystem. I spent a couple of years working in semiconductor industry, so traditional suspects like Qualcomm. I was heading their European business, and I learned many things there, and I met a lot of people who are currently in your family. So for this reason, for me, it was very natural to start working with a San Diego-based company. And the second reason is I'm very, very focused right now in what I do. I just do machine learning and cybersecurity, so I don't work with very large funds. I prefer to work with, let's say, more focused funds,
Sure.
like Analytics Ventures in AI, and then there's another fund from New York working just in cybersecurity, and that's it. So I write a lot about those topics, cybersecurity and AI, and actually I came into AI from cybersecurity, right? And I think that cybersecurity startups deploying machine learning technology are absolutely the future. So we will see how it all evolves.
So, you made a point on San Diego being this kind of epicenter of artificial intelligence, and we definitely believe in that. It's nice. We look out the window here, and the ocean is a few miles away.
Right.
And I do agree with you that it is a competitive advantage in some ways being here, because one, the cost of building companies is much less than if you're up in the valley.
Absolutely.
And, or New York, right?
Absolutely.
And so the weather and all that helps attract even more talent. And now with the Data Science Institute being built at UCSD, it's
Yes.
not only is it the largest data institute in the U.S., it's larger than all the others combined. So
Right.
I think when we look back in history, we're at an inflection point of San Diego really taking it to the next level.
Yeah, and I think that San Diego has been always famous for neuroscience and for cognitive science.
Yeah.
And all of this influences largely machine learning, and now again, like neuromorphic computing, next generation of CPUs and GPUs, which are kind of influenced by the thinking how human brain is working. So you are in a great place, and there are a bunch of interesting companies around, not just small companies, but large
Sure.
companies to contribute to the ecosystem. I heard a lot of good things about San Diego City as well. They are quite open with their data and working with traditional businesses and startups. So it's another benefit to have such an ecosystem which is kind of open and let you play with public data. There are great hospitals here, so you still have a lot of use cases for your medical startups to work with and to learn from. So great location.
No, it is, and we're fortunate, from the mayor's office on down. I think San Diego's the largest smart grid city, or there's some accolade they were given recently, some alongside General Electric and some work they've done. So that's a great point. So what's exciting for you or inspires you, to whether it's working with our startups or other startups at these early stages?
Look, I just like, some specialization, and you're highly focused on health. I mean, sometimes you listen to those companies like Google and Amazon and IBM, and they're like, we just have the tools, and you can take the tools, and then you will have your AI. And actually, in this phase of machine learning, this is simply not true. You need to have a very healthy respect vis-a-vis data and vertical expertise and domain knowledge. And this is exactly what you demonstrate in your fund. So your startups having great understanding on medical domain like cancer, and then applying, of course, horizontal technologies to crunch data, to cleanse data, and to deploy insights into data to make the work of doctors, let's say, better and ultimately save lives.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great point. And while we are vertical agnostic, we're very proud of the healthcare companies, because it's not just to increase advertising spend or efficiencies, or more efficient cloud usage, these are all fantastic and they have their own benefits. But in the healthcare sense, it's not just about increasing revenue or decreasing costs. You're impacting lives, either saving them or prolonging them.
Absolutely.
If you can help a pharmaceutical company speed up their drug discovery process or their clinical trial efficacy, you're going to get drugs to market cheaper, faster, and as we all know, that's a huge bottleneck right now, is these clinical trials. And there's drugs that take $1 billion and $2 billion to get to market.
Yes, absolutely. So. This is why in pharmaceutical it's quite common that even competitors deploy R&D together, because it's just so difficult to research, let's say, a single protein, to understand what might come out of this research. It's very, very costly. So everything which helps there and enables humans to move faster is great.
So what would be your advice, as a last question, to an entrepreneur or a startup team that aren't necessarily AI experts, but they want to integrate AI into their company, their startup?
I think that all companies are currently working in type of an ecosystem approach, so you definitely need to have data scientists in proximity to help you to understand how to optimize your technology with help of machine learning. And machine learning is not la pour la, but it will get embedded into all kind of businesses. So Kevin Cayley, who is the founder of Wired, said that the business of 10,000 startups for the future is very clear. Take X and add AI. And I mean, it's very, very true. And you might not be capable to deploy full-time person in your own company who is a fantastic researcher. And you need to understand that you need to play with certain applications. If you just if you have expertise in just one, it might not be resourceful, or it might not fit, let's say, your purpose, your business person. And start always with a question, which is a business question, and not, let's say, technology question. And then
That's
just
a great point.
think how technology might enable you to make decision faster, to implement faster, to be better.
To solve a problem.
Exactly. So always start with a question. I mean, Picasso was saying that the computers were very stupid. They were just giving answers, and only humans could ask questions.
Right.
And this is the real intelligence. So for startups, try to think smartly about your HR programs and policies. Who are your freelancers? Who are your advisors? How do they add value? Can you work maybe with crowdsourcing type of employment, even working with certain universities in Europe if you don't have resources here, or Asia? Try to find solution to increase the numbers of data scientists in your ecosystem, and just play with different applications. Maybe it's about win-win. What can you bring to the table? What can you take from the table? But let's say classical situation where everything is in your house and you have everything, probably those times are gone.
You make some really good points there. Equated to the late 90s, when you had non-tech companies like Coca-Cola, Harley-Davidson, Procter & Gamble. They were like, what's this internet thing? Why do we need to have a website? We sell sodas, we sell motorcycles. And I remember the day in '98 when Harley announced that they have a website, and the stock shot up 200% on that hype, right? So we're not there yet, but the point I want to make is that right now it's that similar thinking where you have Fortune 100 companies on down, the CEOs are going, what's this AI thing? How do I apply it to my business? And then you have people saying if you don't, like Mark Cuban says, if you're not thinking of how to apply to your business, you're going to be a dinosaur in the next 2 to 3 years.
Absolutely.
Now, it may not be 2 to 3, maybe 5 or 7, but we agree with that premise.
Depends on the industry, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, 5 most valuable companies, on the top 10 most valuable 5 are AI-focused brands.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's something where that's not going to go away. And while, to your point, it might be hard to build your own internal team if you're not just a tech company, you're in agriculture,
right,
soda or motorcycles or what have you. And that's why we in fact created Dynam.ai to have that AI as a service to say, hey, we've attracted this team of top data scientists that could help you with your applying AI to your data to unlock value.
Look, I am very excited about the perspective of distributed data markets on blockchain, because value is being created if you have data and then you add this analytical machine learning coded expertise. And some, let's say, traditional companies, they might have data, but not necessarily having this machine learning expertise, and then startups having the expertise, but not necessarily having access to the data. So how to link, and that might be a technology to bring those two ends together for value or for better purpose. And actually even kind of, disrupt current model where the data is being harbored by big, maybe 8 or 9 companies in the world, like Alphabet or Amazon or Baidu, Tencent. So those guys.
No, that's a great point. In the in the healthcare world, healthcare being 18% of the U.S. economy, it's still stuck in the 20th century. And part of the problem is you have Cerner and Epic that have all the data, and if they don't innovate themselves, I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon is not working on building their own database to collect the information and bypass them. So.
And I am sometimes surprised listening to regulators like, oh, we have data privacy. Yeah, but data privacy is a technology problem, a privacy by design. If you are good programmers, then you will be capable to figure out how to plug in this privacy idea into your technology. Let's say to delete data in a fast manner without any or exactly. So those are technology, and this is why I believe we need to educate not just let's say the broader business community like hospitals and insurance companies, but we need to educate regulators who have to exercise certain humility when they think about new ways to design laws and regulations for a new market.
And it touches on population health, right?
Oh, yes.
If you have anonymized data, I think all of us would be okay having a certain amount shared because it's going to impact us as a collective society.
Absolutely, and maybe turn around more to prevention instead of, when it's already too late.
Reacting, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, Anastassia, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And have a safe flight back home to Germany.
Thank you.
Thank you.